and lyricist.
She grew up in America, somewhere called Burbank, USA.
She's the cutest magnet.
But when she raps, she goes hard.
She gets real scary, like so scary, like you better watch out.
That is who we are talking about. Are you that superfeeler? Do you have a superfeeler in your life? Someone that has strong levels of empathy and wears their heart on their sleeve, or perhaps, as for Zoe, in their lyrics. There's definitely a specific psychology and issue when you are that caretaker, the one that cares for everyone else around you. And sometimes you might just get lost in that or feel like you can't share because you are too much. And that can often be, especially when you're growing up, carrying all of these feelings that just burst out of you and don't have a place to stay, and people sometimes will react really negatively to that, can make you just want to go into your shell. So let's take a little bit of a look at the psychology of Zoe from K-pop Demon Hunters.
Wow, I can't believe you got all that wisdom just from looking at her.
I see.
Wait, why are you looking at me?
Eagerness to please. Maybe a little too eager.
What? I'm not like that. You guys would tell me if I was really like that, right?
I think that sometimes people feel that way about me. Sometimes it feels really uncomfortable when someone can just unveil or know so much about you. For Zoe, though, being that person that really doesn't want to disappoint people, that if people don't like them, tries to be even more nice, that can sometimes be overwhelming, or you might overdo it. And I think that for Zoe, she has definitely been through that, especially when you change and you go to different places. That can often cause a good deal of social anxiety. Whenever you move to a different place or even to a different school or to a different job, there's a new culture, there's a different way of life, and there are a different set of rules. And that can make you really self-conscious. And then for people that are more caretakers, codependents, they can often overdo things. Try to make people like them by being even nicer. But the problem is that sometimes by being nicer, you actually have people just take advantage of you. And so it can end up being this double-edged sword that doesn't actually benefit you, that you might need to pull back on a little bit.
Is that us? Ugh, Zoe.
Your tonics are ready.
That's the other piece of being someone that's a superfeeler. You can often trust other people, and sometimes without it being valid. We often project how we feel about ourselves to other people. So because we care about other people, we can assume that other people will be caring about us. And so because of that, you can lean towards being a little bit gullible. Here she is trusting this doctor that says he can help people, but sometimes you don't actually check if the facts end up substantiating someone's claims. A lot of times we believe that other people are gonna be like us. And so because you have good intentions, you believe that other people will have good intentions as well. Like the opposite of Mira, who will not trust anyone, even if they show that they could be trustworthy. And so sometimes having friends that have different personality types can be beneficial because you can temper each other and learn from other people. That's why often we want to find friends that have different personality traits than we do, because we want to emulate them and because we enjoy seeing someone and admire them for the traits that we wish that we had.
Why are we stopping?
It's just these lyrics are throwing me off. I don't think they're right just yet.
Seriously? Now?
No, it's fine. It's the second verse, right? How about when the patterns start to show, the whole world will finally know that you're depraved.
That coping mechanism, often people that are more codependent want to avoid conflict. And so sometimes they might accept things and right away try to fix them because they don't want to have that uncomfortable feeling of people not liking them. They may worry about being abandoned or not being liked or being rejected because of that. And so they will right away go to problem-solving mode or even taking it on for themselves. They will have that radical responsibility of everything must be my fault. If you're upset, it's my fault. If you're not feeling good, I'm the one that should fix it. And you sometimes will do everything to make everyone else in your life feel good, but because of that, you can end up depleted yourself. And in this case, how quickly she didn't question, she just wanted to solve the problem to be able to move on. This personality type often is the person that was the fixer and the emotional problem solver, the one that carried everyone else's emotions, and they felt that their role in their family of origin was to make everyone else happy, even at their own sacrifice. And for some people that are codependent, they don't even know what they want or like in their own life. They've completely erase their own identity. And for many people that are codependent, the one thing that they really want is to be seen and for other people to take care of them, to show them that same sign of love. Because if you are always giving to everyone else in your life and your work, you may end up having burnout or end up feeling depleted. So learning to have that balance and being able to speak your mind and risk having an argument or discussion with someone else are really healthy ways. And I would actually say for people that are very strong codependents, learning to be able to say no. Because sometimes the yes comes out before you've even thought about it because you want people to like you. And sometimes that just ends up having you be taken advantage of.
Yeah, we gotta get up close and insult their stupid faces. They're nasty, disgusting, not beautiful, perfectly dewy, symmetrical, shimmering.
Okay, enough.
And that can often happen, especially when you're at this age, there's hormones all over you that want to be loved and cared for. And sometimes we project out how we feel about someone just from the superficial traits that they have. You want to remember that people are more than what they look like, what they seem. You really want to pick the people around you for the things that are on the inside, their character traits. Remember, looks fade. Personality is forever. But a lot of people, especially when they're superfeelers, can get that time of puppy love or enamored very, very quickly. You don't want to take it too far and fall in love with your own demon.
Before I joined Huntrix, I felt like my thoughts and my lyrics and all my notebooks were just useless and weird. But with the two of you, they mean something. I mean something.
And that feeling of being accepted, especially when you're accepted for your weirdness, for the things that you worry that might be judged about, the ones that are strange, that's that feeling of that wonderful acceptance, that unconditional care and regard that is so healing for people. A lot of people feel that they're weird or different or they don't really fit in. I think that all of us go through a period of our life where we might feel that way, but it's interesting how many of us actually feel that way. And I think that even some of the most weird and strange stuff is probably so much more common than we know. And we're all trying to end up being these cookie cutters just to be accepted, where I really think that we need to be able to show our individuality and be who we are, as long as you're not hurting anyone else in the process. We want to be able to accept ourselves and find people that will accept us for who we truly are, not just the mask that we wear on the outside, which we often do because we want to keep ourselves safe and protected. And then if we get rejected, we're rejected for the mask, the thing that we are wearing, so that you don't see who we actually are. And that often happens when we've changed or we're in front of a different set of people that we don't really feel safe with, or we don't yet understand the rules of operation, which is a fine adaptive skill, but you do want to be able to let down that mask to a certain level. If you are in a professional setting, you should know that you are still doing a job or a role, but with the people that you trust, hopefully they will be able to accept you for who you are, even your strange quirks.
You're working with him?
No, I was using him to fix all this, to fix me, so we could all do our duty. We could all be strong, be together.
How could we be together if we can't tell your lies from your truths, Rumi?
No, don't leave! Don't leave!
Zoe, please.
And for caretakers, for people that are codependent, it is really hard to be able to take a stand. Sometimes you feel like you're being pulled apart because everyone wants you to stand on one side or another, and that can be really painful for you. For people that have a strong amount of empathy, it can often hurt them. They would rather have themselves hurt than to hurt someone else because that is so painful for them. So you can really feel her choice, how difficult it was for Zoe to make that choice, and how tentative she is in actually raising up arms against her friend. She feels like she has no choice and she's scared. Or sometimes we will completely avoid the conflict altogether and not make a choice. And that also can be really difficult because in the end, then everyone's upset at you, including yourself.
What are we gonna do without Rumi? All our songs are three-part harmonies. How do we...
There's no we, Zoe.
You're too much and not enough. You'll never belong anywhere, but I can give you a place to belong.
And that's the part, that's the insidiousness. That's really what a lot of K-pop demon hunters, but also what we all deal with. It's that negative self-talk that often comes up when we've made a mistake, when we feel abandoned. Then our brain goes into that, you see, that was the proof all along. You are too much. You're the reason for this happening. That negative self-talk is where your brain goes into protection mode. It wants to keep you safe, but because of that, it's being overly negative. It is going through all of those fears and worries from our childhood and then replaying them to us like a record. The problem with negative self-talk is that you hear it so much, often it becomes one, true. Two, you can end up self-sabotaging and making it true. And three, that you hear it so often you don't even know that you're saying it to yourself. It is just part of your identity. It's something that you can't let go of. But because of that, it's going to be making choices in your own life. And that's why you really want to deal with it, especially when times are tough. What are the things that you say to yourself? And for people that wear their heart on their sleeve, this can be exceptionally painful, so much so that you may just give up on the things that are around you because you figure you're not going to be good at it anyways.
See what you've been missing?
Oh yeah, I want to come here every day over a 3-month hiatus.
Rumi, I'm so happy you didn't, like, die.
Wow, Zoe, way to be super literal. But same.
You guys just mean so much to me. I wouldn't really know what
That's also really common of superfeelers. Often it's hard for them to bottle up their emotions. They feel things much more deeply and strongly. And so sometimes, one, they say things without thinking that before they've actually filtered them and thought them because it just bottles over. But they're exuding all of these feelings. They feel things exceptionally strongly, the good and the bad. But if you are worried about not being able to control it, you definitely can be able to re-regulate. But that's what you want to practice. You can practice regulating your emotions so that you don't overflow with them, and also learn to be able to say no, deal with conflict, so you don't end up being too much and lose yourself in the process. I have so many people that are stressed, and I'm not just talking about K-pop demon boy bands or protecting the world for demonic negativity, which you should work on, but a lot of my people are actually stressed about keeping their online data safe. It's one of the top 5 stresses that I deal with. And with my sponsor NordVPN, you can actually get protection with a single click. A lot of people talk about VPNs to be able to protect their IP, to use it when they're traveling, but I think that the cool thing about NordVPN is it's more than just a VPN. This is threat protection. It protects you from malware, from trackers, from ads. I know, like this one. I catch the irony. They have a dark web monitor and notifies you if someone leaks your credentials, which is so cool. Also, it has the mesh net that allows you to connect to your devices remotely and, even more importantly, securely, and a dedicated IP that helps you avoid CAPTCHAs and block lists. And you might be worried about, well, but what about them? What are they sharing of your data? They don't. They don't track or share what you do online, which I think is really cool because your protection and your privacy is important. You can also turn on a kill switch that makes sure that your data is never exposed. And you can enable a private DNS server to increase your privacy. Plus, they have other features that, especially for people that are anxious and might be anxious at any time of the day, will make people just breathe a sigh of relief, like 24/7 customer support to help you whenever you might need it. And if you're still worried, you're not sure about it, you might as well just try it because they have a 30-day money-back guarantee for all users and dedicated apps for all major platforms. So you have one account to protect up to 6 different devices. And if you want to check it out, you can check it out at nordvpn.com/GeorgiaDow. That way you can take a look yourself and help out my channel at the same time. So please head on over to nordvpn.com/GeorgiaDow or click on the link below. Clicking on that link really does help out my channel, so thank you so much to NordVPN, and thank you to you. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. So that was a little bit of my thoughts on Zoe on K-pop Demon Hunters. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments below.